Oh, why, hello. How do you do? Well, we just had a really big thing happen, didn't we? Yeah, big gold anniversary, memery, fucking huge collaboration. What? You haven't seen it yet? Oh, what are you doing, you silly Billy? Go over to efap.me/100 and check it out. Or if you're a little bit phobic of the foreigner site, you can always hop over to Moolah. That's right. We actually got it up on Moolah's second channel. It's kind of incredible. It's a little bit censored for, the YouTube copytism bots, but it's there. So go watch it. And there's a reaction to go along with that as well. That is also good.
It sounds like Jonathan Frakes.
Obesity stove.
What the fuck am I looking at?
I almost want to acknowledge that. It's like, this is, you guys who made this, you do get this is insane, right? Like, this is not, this is some next level.
I get this is so far beyond the normal level of fan engagement.
Yeah, and it feels like there's nothing I can actually do to level it out. It's just like, this is nuts.
Well, you're just gonna have to suck their dicks, man.
Oh, Moobsley, it's okay. You don't need to suck my penis. An EFAP guest appearance will do just fine. But yeah, it's time. It's time for a channel update. So, let's put on some footage of me absolutely sucking dick hole at Halo 3 and get started, shall we? So, now that the anniversary memery 100, the Last Stand of EFAP, a title we definitely didn't come up with after the meme was out. Now that this is out, what is the future of the channel? What's next for the meme repository? Well, friendo, I've got a couple of projects up and coming. I can't promise that they're going to be ultra soon, but do know that they've been in development for a while. So, I'm going to first address Goliath because we haven't heard anything from him in a long time. And the answer is Goliath is still very much on the way. I've just, I had to take a little bit of a step back from that project for a few personal reasons. But now that I've gotten this meme out and everything, I think I'm ready to continue investing myself in that project because I do want to make quite a few Goliath sagas and I do want them to, well, if you see my segment of the EFAP 100 meme, I basically want it to be up to that quality, but only the entire thing, and it's kind of insane. So continuing to push the boundaries of meme as art and, still making it funny, but also, treating it semi-seriously, but not so much that it's pretentious. It's that fine line between, something that's just well produced and something that's up its own asshole. So we're going to see if this ends up working. And if not, we learn a lesson. We learn that maybe this shouldn't be done. But, I'd rather do it and fail than, say I never tried. So to address the elephant in the room regarding memes, what is the future of Wolf in the meme repository memes? Well, I have a very simple answer for that. And that is, he was already planned out completely for Goliath before all of the stuff went down. So I'm still keeping him in the Goliath stuff because otherwise I'm going to have to change a lot of stuff with my plans. But otherwise, I'm going to be phasing him out just to respect his wishes to keep him off the internet. So I'm meeting him about halfway there. So I'm keeping him in Goliath because that is what my original plans were, and that is what I already have. And plus, for the 100 meme, I made all these assets anyway, so I might as well get use out of them for at least one more project. But he will be phasing out, and that leads on to more memes. Like, what are we going to be doing with what are the future of the memes right now? Well, you'll be happy to know I've got a couple of smaller memes kind of on the back burner, and I'm just going to continue pumping out some smaller memes in the, in between, larger projects, just because, well, it's fun. I love making memes. And now that I'm not tied down to the EFAP 100 thing, I'm feeling a little bit more free to just kind of just put some smaller memes out there. Not necessarily lower effort memes, but just just something smaller, something a little bit less girthy, if you will. Yeah, just some stuff I can throw together in an afternoon or maybe a couple of days and then put it out. I've got a few ideas here and there. And this moves us on to the second lot of content. Now, I've already kind of dipped my toe into the video essay territory with the with the Batman Tale of Two Bats crisis, you know, thingamawatsie, whatever that was. But that was kind of just an off the cuff kind of ramble about, you know, Batman from Crisis and the Batman from the Justice Lord storyline. Just to, I guess, just to, it was just me giving my, you know, it was just something that occurred to me, and I just needed to record it. You know, it was just one of those spur of the moments things. But yeah, I want to be producing some more video essays in the meantime. Some ideas are, for example, how to make a great Superman game, because that is something I've had locked in my head for so long, and no one else, at least as far as I can see, no one else has quite cracked that code, when to me, it kind of seems obvious how you would do a Superman game if you if you've read the comic, if you've watched the animated series, if you are familiar with what that character is about, like not just like the powers, but who Clark Kent is, who, you know, him as a reporter, as you know, a very moral man. Like the game mechanics seem to write themselves, but I just get this feeling that, you know, so many people overthink the powers, they overthink, you know, how are we going to give him physical conflict, that they forget Superman is a character who has many other conflicts going on, plus the physical conflicts often rely on the vulnerability of the people around him to give them stakes. So I'm going to be eventually making a video about that. I can't promise when that's going to be out, but that's something that's on the back burner. I want to do something Halo related as well, because you know, the footage on screen, I love Halo. That's my, you know, that's my jam. It's kind of just figuring out what I want to do with that. I always come up with these video ideas for Halo and then I forget them, so I got to start writing those down. But yeah, so that's going on, and that's going to be fine. So there's going to be some smaller video essays, but I mention this because I've got a really big video essay project coming up. You know, this is my big first long man kind of critique of something. Now, I've actually, you know, I've tried to start this on a few occasions. I've tried to make a, you know, a Man of Steel critique. I tried to make a Bumblebee critique. Both are opposite ends of the spectrum, because I love Bumblebee and I fucking despise Man of Steel. But both of those, they didn't peter out. I still want to make them. It's just other things took priority. But then I saw The Rise of Skywalker, and that film hurt me. That's the only way I can really put it. It was painful. So, and the great thing about that film, well, there's nothing really great about the film, but the great thing about it being what it is that I can use it as a launching off point for many different points of discussion and stuff that I've wanted to talk about for a while, but not really finding a home for them. And it's just a wonderful film to riff on, and to analyze and to critique and to just explore like very objective issues with filmmaking, and also explore my own subjective views on Star Wars and the franchise and stuff like that, and, you know, my own personal preference. It's just kind of a good mixture of stuff. So if you follow my Twitter, you already know this is coming, but the project is called Episode 9, An Atrocity. And I almost started recording it a few months ago, but here's the thing. I write my scripts in Microsoft Word, which I link up to OneDrive, right? The problem is, so if you don't have the foresight to if you don't have the foresight to save a local copy and you have a desynchronization issue, you potentially lose weeks of work. So that's what happened to me. I lost 3 weeks of work. Fortunately, the point I reverted to, it's still my second draft going on to my third draft. The problem is I did lose like some really major edits in there. And I did manage to remember most of them, so that's fine. Like what I did was I still had a lot of that. I still had a lot of that script really fresh in my memory, so I just wrote down every note I could. So, and I've also assigned myself homework for stuff that I know that I want, for stuff that I was already researching for the video that I need to just quickly brush up on to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, so that was a setback. So my process, so what I'm doing right now is that I'm going through that script and I'm adding everything back in that I lost, basically. Just restoring that 3 weeks worth of work, basically, and just trying to get it to a point where it's not only more or less on the same level as it was before, but also, you know, we have more content than there was before. I think I just need that psychologically, because if I don't, it's just gonna feel like, oh, I'm putting out an inferior product of what it could have been. You know, it's that whole psychological, you know, trap of, you know, of fearing loss and stuff like that. But, you know, that's on the way. That's on the way. I can't promise dates for that. Much like most of my projects, it's just going to be done when it's done. But do know that with fucking COVID and, you know, all the quarantine shit, I have had plenty of time. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I was afraid was going to get in the way of, you know, writing this project and all the memes and stuff. And then that all went out the window. So I've just been at home working on meme repository stuff. It's dominating my life now. So that's fantastic. Yes. So that leads me to, I pimped this a couple of places, but I figured I should do this in the update video as well. So I technically have a Patreon. I'm not expecting people to subscribe to it just yet because this channel is way too small to warrant a Patreon. And the only reason I made it was because I couldn't find a way for people to give me one-time donations. So well, outside of PayPal, but PayPal requires me to put in my real name and have people send money to my real name. And I didn't really feel like doxing myself in case like a future employer came across these videos and went, huh, he's like been associated with this left-wing Nazi right-wing podcast. You know, just something ridiculous like that. And, you know, I joke around, but every time I joke around, the real, you know, reality proves me to be completely correct. So maybe I should just stop joking and, you know, stop trying to out-parody real life at this point. But anyway, so that didn't go through. So what I'm doing right now is I have, so I made the Patreon, no one really subscribed to that, and that's fine because, again, I'm not expecting people to give me money on the regular just yet, because one thing, I'm not putting out a steady stream. Like I'm not exactly horrible when it comes to uploads, but you know, there's nothing here that really, I guess, nothing that really warrants the Patreon yet. Like there's not enough of a viewer base. There's not enough of a steady stream of content just yet. There's not enough. There's a lot of factors that basically make me say, you know what, Patreon probably not the thing to do right now. But what I do have is something called Coffee, which is basically, you know, you if you want to give me a one-time donation just to help support the channel, and you know, these memes, these videos, they do take a long time to make, and they are very draining. And I have to take time out of other things to do it. Oftentimes, you know, that means, you know, I work a pretty flexible job in real life, so I'm very fortunate there. But that means I'm putting effort into these projects that could have gone into actually earning money. So just, you know, just literally the price of a cup of coffee, that would, you know, it is insane how much that would just help, you know, just help keep things along. If you've got like a few bucks to spare and you want to toss them my way, you know, there's an option there if you want it. And if you don't want it, fair enough. I will keep the links there, conveniently there if you want to donate it. If you just see something I've done that you really, really like and you just want to go, hey, you know, I will throw $1 to the meme man, you know, to the dancing monkey. So that's something. Yeah. So if you want to give me a one-time donation, just go to the meme repository coffee page, and you should be good to go. Okay. So the final thing that I need to just discuss is what happens when I reach 1,000 subscribers, and the answer to that is I will be doing a very requested video, which is I will be doing the meme tutorial. I'll be showing you my process, how I create memes, and I'm even thinking about, now this is just an idea. This isn't me committing to it yet because I don't know the logistics of how this would work. But because I will have live streaming privileges after 1,000 subscribers, I'm thinking about maybe doing a little meme along, if that makes sense. So we're going to do a live stream of creating a meme, and we'll come up with the idea as a group, and then we will then I will show you my process of putting that together, and the chat will be there just to feed me ideas, and it'll be a fun time. I think it's a really interesting, it's a fun idea, it's a group project. As it's a group project you're doing as a community, as an audience, and you can shout things into the chat and just like, no, dickhole, don't put it there, and it's fun times at the movies. But yeah, I need to get to 1,000 subs for that to even be possible. And I think it's also just, you want to save these really, really requested videos for when you reach these milestones. And I think that's going to be cool. And look, in case someone thinks 1,000 subscribers is not realistic, I've looked at my analytics. Only 25% of my viewership, if I'm being generous, is actually subscribed. So some of you are freeloading, not that it costs anything, but it would be good to get that sub count up if you are not currently subscribed. But obviously you do you. It's just that would be really helpful. And if you want that video, you don't really have anything to lose. And if you don't care, do what you want. That's fine with me. But anyway, so yes, just checking my notes. Yes, I think that is everything. So I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who has supported the channel so far, everyone who supported the meme repository, everyone that has been really enthusiastic about the content that has been put out. I want to thank all the people who I have had really constructive conversations with, like people who really vehemently disagree with me but are actually willing to have conversations rather than getting into spats on Twitter. I'm never out to, I'm out to, I think we're all out to change minds in a sense, but I'm not out to make people feel bad for disagreeing with me. I just want to understand where they're coming from and for them to understand where I'm coming from. So for those people who have been able to facilitate that really constructive conversation, thank you. It has been wonderful to have these discussions. And some of these people might actually get cameos in future videos, just to have a little bit of flavor in terms of the conversation. So thank you to them. Of course, thank you to EFAP. Just the podcast is wonderful on so many levels. It has such a diverse cast of characters. They have such a great interaction with the community, and it just provides such a wonderful canvas to create these wacky and zany videos. Just taking this cast and actually turning it into something amazing. It was just like a perfect storm of inspiration there, and it seems to attract these amazing artists. And I'm not talking about myself here, even though I have a high opinion of my craft, obviously, but I'm talking about the fellowship of the meme. I'm talking about the people who weren't even involved with that. I mean, like, have you seen all the intros to EFAP 100? Those were fucking incredible. I'm just in awe of this community, and we're constantly, it's kind of like, it's a bit competitive. We want to get the memes together and get them to be as impressive as possible, and to get them to a place where not only we're proud of them, but that we're kind of pushing the limits and showing the competition what we can do. And it's friendly competition. It's not like this aggressive thing. It's just kind of like, oh, I did this, oh well, I'm gonna do this back. It's fun. And none of that would be possible if EFAP wasn't such a wonderful podcast that was just so supportive of its fans and community. And I just cannot put into words what it has meant to me over the last 2 years, and how it sounds silly, but this channel has kind of changed my life in many ways, because it has just given me this creative outlet when I'm down. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I just have a place to just create things, and that's why I'm really proud of everything I've done. And I'm really glad that I ditched my old channel that didn't really have anything of worth on it, and I started fresh here. And it's honestly been the best thing I've ever done, the most successful thing I've ever done by far. And I can't thank the EFAP crew enough, and especially I can't thank Mauler enough for putting our meme on his second channel, just being so supportive that he was insistent Like we were like, oh, you know, it's fine if it just stays on the website, or it's fine if you just link it in the reaction video. Like he was really insistent that this meme end up on the second channel. And I can't thank him enough for what he's been able to do for all the people in the community, and how he's just been unbelievably kind and supportive of everyone, and just given us a platform to push the limits of what's possible with this format, and in ways that, you know, I can't really think of a comparison anywhere else. It's just incredible, and I just can't say anything else other than I'm thankful. I'm so thankful for Mauler, for EFAP, for the community, for my subscribers, for my followers, and I just want to continue growing this from here. Thank you to Oddmimic, who is nice enough to, well, he didn't do it for free, but he was nice enough to give me this new avatar, so it's no longer just, you know, this weird Photoshop Planet Picard head, you know, a proper avatar. That's kind of how I imagined it, and I'll probably continue to commission more art over time, both from Oddmimic and from other artists, just to you know, fill things out, because I want, for these video essays especially, I want to be able to have some dynamic poses and to be able to do some interesting stuff with my avatar to, you know, I'm a storyteller at heart. Even when I'm doing critiques of other stories, I want there to be a narrative through line and stuff like that. So I want dynamic options with my avatar, and not just cutting to footage or, you know, memeing things. I want to be able to create things, you know, that's my passion, to create and to tell stories and to do all of that, whether that's through memes or critiques, or, well, I'm actually trying to get a feature film off the ground in real life right now. I've written the screenplay for it, and I'm redrafting it, because I'm an actor as well. I'm playing the main role. That wasn't initially the idea. It's more that I had another script that was way too big, so I had to take the character from that and make a prequel from that. It's a whole thing, but that's something else I'm working on. You probably won't hear much about that beyond it's something that's happening in the background, just because I don't want to dox myself, at least not this early. If, you know, something amazing happens and the channel like blows up to 100,000 subscribers or something, and I feel like it's a safe platform now to advertise my other work, fine. But until we get to that point, I'm gonna just keep that on the down low and only, you know, advertise that if I feel like that's the best move. But, you know, the main takeaway from all of this rambliness is there's a lot happening. I've got a lot in the works. I've got a lot of plans for many different projects, and even if it looks like nothing's happening, chances are they are. Like, I wish I could have given more regular updates on EFAP 100, but of course I was sworn to silence for a lot of that. So all I could really give was these little cryptic hints from the meetings we were having. And that's another thing. I've actually, you know, we had a loose association before this entire collaboration, but I think we've all made genuine friends out of each other, the Fellowship of the Meme, just through this project. It's just been absolutely incredible, and I can't really thank everyone involved in that enough. They're just such talented people, and just all the people outside of that are, you know, that had their own little memes going. It's just, it's just incredible. But yeah, I guess there's nothing much more to say beyond thank you all for being so unbelievably supportive. Thank you, Mauler. Thank you, EFAP. Thank you to the Fellowship of the Meme. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys around. This is the part where we edit it out. Scrolling up to notes. If your OneDrive is having syncing issues and you don't you don't address them, and you don't have the foresight to record a physical copy, get off my preamp. My cat is trying to ruin my life right now. But if you don't have the foresight to I guess the best way to put it is, if you don't have that foresight to just save a copy somewhere else, you're going to lose progress because it didn't. If it's not syncing properly, that means that. Just got a message. Okay. I'll answer that later. I'm going to cut this part out, hopefully, unless I can find a way to make it funny, then that would be something. But yeah, so I lost about 3 weeks of progress. Now, that doesn't mean that I lost the entire script. The script was already in its first draft, and it was actually in it. By the time I had, the progress. So by the time, so the copy it reverted. My cat's. Yep. Take a shit now while I'm recording. That is fantastic. That is absolutely phenomenal. Just sensational. You know, I'm glad you're doing it in the box at least. You know, some cats, you know, they won't do it in the box. But yeah, so, oh, that does remind me. So okay, I need you to put this clip up. Oh, fuck. It is 1:30. Well, I took it, so yeah. So future.